We're back, boys. We're back for the divisional round. Welcome, everybody. It's
Why
Ron.
wouldn't we be?
Talking
Why wouldn't
about
we be?
sports. I don't know, man. Late in the season, we took some weeks off there. 15, 16, 17.
Straight out of Mission.
So what's up, boys? What's going on? Myself, Ron here. Justin, play that back, bro. Play that back. I was just going to get into that song, bro. Play that back. Roland, what's up, man?
Just exited. I'm sorry.
I was letting that, be our kind of our intro music, get us into some, casual conversation, just, play it off the cuff. But no, I've been good. Divisional weekend, or not divisional weekend, wild card weekend was good. We had, the extended wild card weekend all the way to Monday night where, us, the three Cowboys fans, we all showed up on today for this one. We were happy on Monday night. They won against the Buccaneers. But yeah, I've been in good spirits. So yeah, I'm glad to be back.
Whoa! I gotta ask, was that a shot? Like the three Cowboys fans showed up, but one didn't.
Hey,
I heard he's off.
The Cowboys fans are here. And the Cowboys fans are here.
They're here. We're representing today.
We always show up, boys.
I'm sure Ben has a good reason for not being here, but I'm just gotta throw those shots.
Yeah, just teasing. Ben's with family. No big deal.
Who's Ben? Is that the Bills fan?
That's the Bills fan.
No, what's up, guys? Everybody, thank you for who's already on with us. We already have about 10 people with us live. Andres, what's up? Eddie Martinez, what's going on, man? All right, last week we covered the wild card round. Everybody knows what happened already in those games. We've been talking about it all week. We made reels on our social media page. Everybody's been talking about it. So what we're going to do is we're going to get straight into this divisional round. There's only how many more games left, boys? Four
games, 2 AFC, 2 NFC. Saturday and Sunday night we'll be having these games. All right, guys, I got to say, though, man, wasn't that one of the better super wild card weekends we've had? I think every game delivered. Maybe just not the Seattle-San Francisco second half. But other than that, every game delivered really well.
Hey, Andy, you're right, man. Bills got lucky. Told you that Miami D was tough. They're absolutely right. We're going to get into that Bills team later. But, yeah, Justin, I mean, it was a hell of a wild card weekend. Hopefully the expectations didn't get set too high because I want this divisional round to be just as hot, man. So, Roland, you ready to take us into the first game here, man? Or you want to do anything you want to talk about last week?
No, let's get right into it. I was right into it. I wanted to, have a little, soapbox or have my soliloquy about or eulogy at this point. Read the Chargers funeral, because I was on here last week talking about how the Chargers at plus 2,000, plus 2,500 were, a pretty good bet to make the Super Bowl. They could get hot. They got the quarterback in Herbert. And here I was Saturday night. I was sitting pretty. I had a 27-0 lead. Things were looking good. Trevor Lawrence was looking like he wasn't ready for the big stage. I had Justin over here in one of our group chats just talking crap at every Trevor Lawrence interception, making me feel good. And then lo and behold, look what happens. They end up losing 31-28 or 31-30, something crazy like that. Yes. And I'm a loser. So that's all I wanted to get off my chest before we get into this matchup. Yeah. We do have to talk about the team that beat them in the Jacksonville Jaguars. So I do want to say though, Roland, I did say in that text message, hey, all the Chargers have to show for 5 turnovers is 27 points. You did say that. That's not enough. Yeah. And sure enough, it was not enough. And now we got some coach firings in that game with the Chargers. What is it? The offensive coordinator got fired. And the quarterback coach.
I hear a lot of complaints about the defense, but hey, when you get 5 turnovers, that's not on the defense, man. No, that's on the offensive for only producing 3 points in the second half.
Yeah, and apparently what I was reading is that Staley got, a vote of confidence from Herbert and Joey Bosa, saying that he's their guy and he needs to stay. So that's why you saw those other guys get the axe. So very interested to see, who takes over the play calling, if it goes to Brandon Staley, if he really was, the play caller, because I know he's an offensive-minded guy. So we'll see what happens with that situation. But, yeah, I had to eat some crow Saturday night with that colossal
I think all 3 of us ate except Ben. Ben's the only one that happened to be on the Jaguars.
Yeah, so
it was all about Duval.
Yeah, Josh says he was personally victimized by the Chargers.
Yeah, I felt like that because literally, I mean, a different scenario for me, but I don't know if you guys saw that video going around of the Chargers fan who fell asleep with the 27-0 lead
on the couch.
He wakes up, he's in a daze. I've been in that situation before. You wake up and what you thought, was going to happen just ends up being completely out the window. He wakes up to his Chargers losing. I was out at dinner, enjoying myself. I had a drink. I was looking at the score in the background, seeing the TV going, seeing the Chargers score, and interception after interception. By the time I got home, I was expecting to go to bed, but I had to stay up. I was watching the end of the game. I was there standing up. I didn't sit down for like another 20, 30 minutes watching the end of that game, and ended up going to sleep. Sad man.
Well, like everybody says, the Cowboys cowboyed it, the Chargers charged it, but that's it. Their season is over, and we move on to the Jacksonville Jaguars and Mr. Trevor Lawrence, who's listed as our X factor here. They came into the playoffs with a 9-8 regular season record, 9-9 against the spread. They're plus 8.5 point dogs here. They go to KC. Everybody knows what happens in Arrowhead, one of the toughest places to play. Do you guys think that the spread is too high at plus 8.5? Do they have a chance to cover the spread? Or call me crazy, do they have a chance to outright win the game? Justin, what do you think, man?
Yeah, so this spread, I stayed away from these high spreads. This is another one. And as you can see here, the Chiefs were getting high spreads throughout the year, and they only covered 6 times. They're 6-10-1 against the spread here, according to Roland. That's not a good factor when you have such a high margin at 8.5. I think the Jaguars do keep this game a little bit close, and I could see them covering that plus 8.5.
Justin, I'm glad you took that one first, because this is right on the fringe of your double-digit spreads. Whether or not you'd want to get involved now that it's a little bit under 10. But I do want to give a little trend here. The against the spread records, road teams in the divisional round, 24-14-1. When the spread is between 4 and 9, when you're catching 4 and 9. So the Jags, I think they're definitely live to cover the spread. The only thing that worries me is if Trevor Lawrence gives you any semblance of what happened in that first half against the Chargers, I can guarantee you the Chiefs are not going to blow that lead. The Chiefs are a championship-minded team. They have Andy Reid, Patrick Mahomes. These guys, we're looking at, the 2022 version of what the Patriots were back in the day, get into the divisional and AFC championship game every single year. We're looking at that right now with Mahomes and Reed. So I don't expect them to lose this game, especially if Lawrence doesn't fix his turnover issues.
Roland, are you going to throw around the word dynasty here yet?
Not yet, because you need to win the championship to be considered a dynasty, and they've gotten there multiple times. They didn't cash in against the Bucks in that COVID year. Tom Brady came away with the championship there. But this, when you have Patrick Mahomes, the guy here that's pictured their X factor every single week, and probably the MVP of the league as we're sitting here today, you're live all the time. So to your point, Justin, they're right. It's hard to call them a dynasty without the championship, but they're an established program for sure.
Yeah, gotcha. Ron, where are you at in this game?
I'm gonna go another way here, boys. I'm gonna go with I'm gonna stay away from the spread, but I'm gonna go with the overs here. The over/under at 53. There's gonna be a lot of points scored here. We know what the Jacksonville offense is capable of. Definitely coming back from that second half, deficit. We know what's going to go down at Arrowhead when you play at home against the Chiefs. They're 7-1 at home. Patrick Mahomes has 41 touchdowns on the year. He has guys like Travis Kelce, with 12 touchdowns. I think it's going to be one of those games where we could see that old KC offense come out. We could see them just destroy the Jaguars, put up 35, 38 points, go on those runs where, they're scoring touchdowns on offense and defense and special teams. Arrowhead goes crazy, and the Jaguars do not know what hit them. They're a team that gave up 27 points to the Chargers last week. Yes, we know, they only gave up 3 in the second half, but regardless of it, the Jaguars are a team who can give up a lot of points, and let's not sleep on them either. It looks like Trevor Lawrence is coming into his own. Those offense receivers like Zay Jones, Christian Kirk, even Etienne out of the backfield. If they do play from behind, which I think they are with an 8.5 point spread, you're going to see a lot of passing, possibly even going for it on fourth down, which will create points. I don't think 53 is a bad of a number. I would buy it down to that magic number of 52 and just sit back, relax, and root for a lot of points. So that's where I'm going to go here, man, with overs 53 here, possibly buying it down to 52 or get a nice teaser piece, get it into the mid 40s. That might be a nice play as well.
I got to ask you guys, where are you on the side of having that 1 week off? Do you think that's a good amount of rest, or do you think they're going to have to come in and shake some rust off for the Chiefs, having the bye week and, get the offensive going maybe in the second quarter, third quarter, we start to see them light it up?
I think if this were any other team, I might, be a little bit worried about that. But the Chiefs are especially strong off of a bye week with Andy Reid there as a coach. So I'm not worried about it too much.
Yeah, me either.
Yeah, man, you can give Patrick Mahomes 2 months off and he'll still come back and kick your ass. So I don't think that the rest factor is going to be any problem here. If anything, it's just more of a reason for that great coaching staff in KC to game plan against this first-year coach, with the Jags.
All right. Anything else, boys, on this one?
Not really, man. It's pretty one-sided here, I think. Are we consensus pick here? Just overall outright winner. We'll go down the line one by one. I'll start off, and I will take the Chiefs at home to win the game.
Yeah, give me the Chiefs.
Yeah, give me the Chiefs. And look at Mondo here. He might have to be the Wtbs statistician. Andy Reid, 18-4 all time off of a bye week. Mondo,
something tells me Mondo's betting. I just got a feeling Mondo's on the bets here.
And we've been doing teasers. Justin, you've been doing a teaser every week here when we come on Sundays. I think both of these teams, depending how you look at it, they're teaser quality. If you tease up with the Jags, you clear a lot of key numbers, 10 and 14 mainly. And the Chiefs, if you tease down, you clear 3. So, I mean, a lot of ways to break this down depending how you're looking at this game. Me personally, I'm just, I'd automatically be tempted just to tease the Chiefs down because I don't see them losing the game. But if you think the Jags are live, you might not want to dive in at the 8.5. Tease them up to 15. And if they're close, that's an easy cash on your teaser. So, yeah, a lot of different ways to look at it.
I like that, man. A lot of different angles. But that game is Saturday, January 21st. Don't forget, guys, they are doing it. I don't know. I don't remember as many times as they've done Saturday and Sunday games. It feels like this year it's just every single weekend there's a game Saturday and Sunday. To me, before it was like maybe a game on Saturday, but the majority of the games were on Sunday. Regardless of it, this game is Saturday, January 21st. It is the first game at 3:30. So you can start the pregame for Saturday night with the Jags and Chiefs, man. Who do we got next, Justin? Who's the next Saturday game?
The next Saturday game is the Giants and Eagles.
NFC East.
All right, we got the NFC East here, the 7:15 game. Oh, boy, you're either going to be standing next to the barbecue pit or you're going to be getting dressed to hit, the club or the dinner or something. But at 7:15, there's going to be fireworks, and it's going to be in Philly. NFC East rivals here, Danny Dimes versus Mr. Jalen Hurts. 9-7, wild card team for the Giants against the division leader at 14-3, the Eagles. But look at I love how Roland put this against the spread record here, man. 14-4. The Giants did cover 14-4 against the spread, while the Eagles were only 8-9. 7.5. It's a number closer than I thought. I could see maybe like the Chiefs and Jaguars 8, 9, possibly 9.5. But at 7.5, I see it, pretty fair. Over under 48. Who wants to dive in and give us a little take on this game?
I'll go first here. I don't have a long take on this one. I think the Giants do keep this one close. I think they keep it within the 7.5, but give me the Eagles to win. You saw them in week 18. It was against the Giants backup, and it was like a 6 or 7 point game. And Jalen Hurts, he had to shake off that rust from being off with that shoulder injury. He was accurate, but his throws weren't very sharp. And now he has another week. Granted, it is some rest, but I think he's going to have to take some of that rust off himself. He's not Patrick Mahomes, ready, greased up and ready to go, ready to hold up in that shoulder. So I feel like the Giants have a chance to keep this game close.
I'm definitely on the side with you there, Justin, in terms of the spread. I like the Giants catching 7.5. I think, though, this could be a game where the Eagles, they jump out, they take a lead, and they're up maybe double digits the whole game. I think the Eagles win this game comfortably. I do think the Giants are live here for the spread, but the way that I look at this is the Eagles roster top to bottom a lot more talented than the Giants. The Giants have been winning games, and I got to give them credit. I bet against, or didn't bet against them, but I was against them on the pod last week. I took the Vikings, with Ron, the Kings of the North. They finally took over. Thought they were gonna, take that home game and win. But the Giants, their game plan each and every week, I got to give them credit. It's great every week. They know what their weaknesses are. They protect Daniel Jones. That's been the formula all year. Let Saquon take over. He had a bunch of big runs last week. Looked really good. I think we're going to see a lot of that. But my only problem with that is the Eagles. They've been strong the whole year. It is what it is at this point with the Eagles. I don't think it's a facade with them. I know they're 8-9 against the spread. That's another reason why I like the Giants. But Eagles at home, great. great home field advantage. And I don't see them, losing this game here, their first playoff game. I do agree with Justin, a little bit of rust maybe, but this is a moment they've been waiting for ever since, they got out to such a great lead in the regular season. Gotta say, shout out Ryan in the comments, always gonna be shouting out the Cowboys fans in the chat. So shout out Ryan. Thanks for the watch. Thanks for the likes, guys.
I appreciate everybody, who's on. Josh, is on here. Ben, our missing brother, he's not here with us, but he is in the chat zone. Mando with the stats. So appreciate everybody watching. If y'all could hit the like, hit the share, we appreciate it. Let's try to get to double-digit likes again. My take on this game, you guys just said about the Chiefs, will that week off be rusty? Will it make them rusty? Will it, rust this, rust that? It's going to happen, in my opinion, for the Eagles. I see the Giants here with the steam of momentum, man. They have a bunch of love for their coach, a bunch of love for their city, for their squad, and they're playing like a band of brothers, man. Yes, very cliche, very HBO-ish, but band of brothers. I think the Giants cover this.
I'm supposed to be the cheesy one. Come on now.
At 7.5. Danny Dimes is playing like not Danny Dimes. All right. That is what's going on this season. Saquon has had a resurgence. All the injuries are put past behind him. The defense is solid enough, not really a lot of stars out there wide receiver wise either, but Danny Dimes is making it happen. I think Justin called him the other running back on the team, when right before we came on. So with his performance, man, I think he might, dare I say, outshine Mr. Jalen Hurts, Mr. Number 2, who is a little banged up. Let's not forget the latter part of the season. He didn't play, week 16, 17, a little bit of week 18. He gets another week off. And that might, tighten it up a little bit. Yeah, he got a lot of time to, recoup and, see the trainer. But I think he might not be 100%. Call me crazy, but I am on the Giants at plus 7.5. They proved me wrong last week. I was just like Roland said, we were on the Kings of the North. We were on Mr. Kirk Captain Kirk. But damn, Danny Dimes tore up that cake, man. He sent him home. Danny Dimes was the one flying on that jet with the chain. So plus 7.5, big X factor. Danny Dimes. I expect a great performance from him and the Giants to cover the spread.
Yes, sir.
14-4 too. I love that stat that Roland put up there. I mean, 14-4. We're not going to take these guys on the spread. Come on.
Hey, good teams win. Great teams cover.
Roland, you put up this stat here. Philly 6-2.
Yeah, Philly 6-2, straight up, and 7-1 in the divisional round since 2002. So if they're in this game, they usually win and they cover. So not so good for us that are going to be on the spread here, plus 7.5 with the Giants. But maybe if you want to throw Philly in a parlay, just one of those, just to add, a little bit of vigor to it. But yeah, I like Philly to win the game. But let's ride with the Giants to cover. Let's get a little backdoor action.
Yeah, here's a little question by Ben here. Are we putting any stock into beating a team 3 times in a season?
I mean, how did it work out last week? There was one of those matchups that we had.
Bengals, right? The Bengals came up playing the Ravens back-to-back weeks.
And it was close.
It was close. But
these teams know each other. The familiarity is there. They're divisional rivals. Daniel Jones has been in the division for a while. Hurts, same thing. So both these defensive coordinators know what the other quarterbacks are good and bad at. So to Ben's point, that could lead to a closer game here.
Yeah, and I think that will. I think you're going to have less wrinkles to introduce over a 1-week period when you're preparing for you don't know who, when you're the Philly who sat off. They get the Giants. They've seen them twice. They kind of know what they do. So I don't think they're going to introduce too much. I think this, makes for a closer game in the situation.
I think the Giants are just going to be playing like they're not supposed to be there. The Eagles, I think, have more to lose here, and the Giants are going to come out hot. They came out last week and were up at half 17-14 at Minnesota. They go to Philly, and I think they could possibly come out strong and just hit the Eagles with a little haymaker, in the 4th, 5th round, and we'll see what happens after that.
Is Brian Daboll coach of the year for getting the Giants to the 2nd round?
Hey, that's coach of the year.
I think so. Top 3 for sure. You got to give it to him and the coach for the Jags. Was it Peterson?
Peterson.
That's another one.
Peterson. Yep.
All
right. So let's go down the line here, boys. Overall winner. Who? Let's go back to that slide real quick. Overall winner here. Giants and Phillies. Roland, we'll start with you.
Let's go Philly.
Justin.
My heart is with the Giants here, but I can't bet with my heart. I can't pick with my heart. I'm only allowing myself to do that one time in this podcast, and that's coming a little later, little foreshadowing. So give me the Eagles to win the game.
All right, I'm straight out. I hyped them up. Danny Dimes, number 8 on his chest, like Troy Aikman. Give me the Giants to pull off the upset in Philly this week.
All right.
You're not alone. You're not alone.
Hell yeah. Hey, Oscar, that's what's up, dog. Giants upset. What? Ben has a pick here too. Philly wins. Giants cover.
I think that's where we're all at, except for Ron going all the way with the Giants here.
Well, no, I said that they're going to cover for sure, but money line. I mean, but overall winner, yeah.
No.
Give me
you just picked the Giants. Now you're walking it back.
I did. No.
Okay. I was like, what's happening?
I'm just saying that they're gonna cover for sure. It's just it's a little bit of a long shot for them to win, but I think they pull it off.
All right. So Ron's on the Giants.
Those were the Saturday games, boys. 7:15 and 3:30. Let's go to the Sunday games, to the first NFC game of Sunday, and that is none other than fuck, man. That's why I dressed up today, boys. Don't make me pull these out for this segment.
Oh, there it
right
is, the
here.
Stunner Shades.
The only thing that's missing is a cigar. Where's a cigar? That could be like Joey B here. All right, here we are, Mr. Joey B himself, Joe Burrow, the X Factor against Josh Allen. 13-3 for the Bills coming into this postseason. 12-4 for the Bengals. 8-8 against the spread. 12-5, beautiful record to cover, just like the Bengals have. Plus 5.5. This is the shortest spread that we've seen in the 3 games here, boys. Over under a 48.5. I'll start. I'll get it out of the way. I won't take up too much of your time, ladies and gentlemen. I have the Joe Burrow outfit on right now. I got the Joe Burrow cap. All right. I got the Joe Burrow chain. I'm going to get the Joe Burrow win. And it's not so much because he's going to play great, because he is going to play great. It's because, like somebody said earlier, the Bills have had trouble all year. They've squeaked out of games. That first game after the Damar Hamlin injury, what happened? Kickoff return to start off. They had another kickoff to keep them in the game. Last week against the Dolphins, everybody said Skylar Thompson, third-string quarterback. They're going to roll with it. The Bills Mafia, they're playing in New York. Come on. And what happened? Everybody was biting their nails, especially my boy Ben. All right, so it's more of a play against the Bills here, being inconsistent. Gabe Davis came out of the woodwork and had himself a game after not, doing so well in previous weeks. Josh Allen's iffy. He's throwing picks, not as many as Trevor Lawrence, but he's sharing the rock with the other team, which is something you're not supposed to do. Their running game to me is a little bit inconsistent. I think the Bengals have been here before. It's going to be a close one. I think it's a lot closer at 5.5. It could come down to the team that has the ball last. A field goal from Mr. McPherson wins the game for the Bengals. I like the Bengals in this one. That's my pick.
Wouldn't expect you to go the other way wearing your cap and your history with Joey in the pocket.
I'm in the pocket like Burrow.
Wouldn't expect otherwise. I like the breakdown. A lot of good points. But look, for me, the Bills, it hasn't been pretty. To me, they really have not played a full game.
I feel that, Ryan.
For the season. At least a lot of games that I've watched, it's just been a lot of them coming back, a lot of turnovers, a lot of silly mistakes, especially in the red zone, a lot of turnovers from Josh Allen, the quarterback. But they find a way to win. They're still 13-3. We can't discount that. Yes, they've had their problems. Yes, the offense has not looked good at times. Yes, the defense has given up some big plays here and there. Yes, they've relied on the special teams last week to give them a little shot in the arm and get them over the top against a third-string quarterback in Skylar Thompson, who was looking good for a little while. I'm going to say that. And it was a little dicey for the Bills. We're going to say that right there. We were thinking about them maybe covering this large spread at 13-14. But anyways, they found a way to win. They're on an emotional roller coaster right now with everything that's happened in the past couple of weeks. They're playing the same team that injury happened against with Damar Hamlin. Glad he's on the road to recovery. For me, what it comes down to, I would take the Bengals here, but they're severely injured on the offensive line. Now, the Bills, they don't have the best pass rush, but this is an offensive line in the Bengals that are already down Lyle Collins going into the playoffs. They're going to be down Kappa. They're potentially down Jonah Williams also. So you got a bunch of guys, makeshift offensive line. Joe Burrow was in a similar situation last season. I was betting against him last year. I was on the Titans in that divisional game. The Titans should have won that game. Joe Burrow got sacked like 10 times, and he still found a way to navigate through the waters, through the, bad offensive line that he had, being one of the most sacked quarterbacks in the league. This year, they made those renovations, but we're back to the same spot. Injured offensive line on the road. He had a magical run last year. I'm not going to bet on magic again. Let's go Bills. I'm giving Ben some corners here. Josh Allen might not have the prettiest game, but they're going to get it done. They're going to get it done for DeMar. They're going to be hyped. The home crowd is going to be going crazy. They don't have to have the night game to go crazy. They're going to be going hard there. Maybe Ben will finally jump through a table this Sunday and get his team hyped up. But, I'm going to ride with Ben here. The Bills are going to get it done. I don't know if they cover that, though, knowing that 8-8 record. But I'm going with the Bills. They're winning this game.
Before Justin's take, I just want to say two things. I want to know how many free lines Ben's giving you from AT&T, or how many accessories he's giving you. Is he giving you a free iPhone, to ride the Bills with him? I don't know. Also, all right, Ben's calling me out. Justin, can you put that comment on there, please? Put that comment on there. Ben's calling me out here. I want a live bet on the show, on the pod right now. No se agüite, mijo, puro Bills. All right, Ben, put it in the comment. Irv's in here in the comments. Ryan's in the comments. Josh is in the comments. Everybody's an eyewitness. What's up? Put it in the chat so everybody can see it, and I'll take it. And let's go. Justin, finish this off. Who are you going to ride with? You're going to ride with your boy? You're going to ride with your other boy? Bills or Bengals? What's the word?
Yeah, this game's going to be an emotional game. There's going to be a lot riding on for the Bills. You're going to see an early surgence for the Bills. The Bills are going to score early. But they're not going to be scoring often. I think the Bengals are going to make the stop. I think Joe Burrow's going to get the win, and I think he's a winning quarterback. Josh Allen is trending in the wrong direction. We saw this happening in the regular season. Toward the end of the season, he was making more and more mistakes, and that showed last week against the Dolphins. On a third-string quarterback, you're turning the ball over that much. Ben likes to talk about Dak Prescott a lot. He likes to, shit on my quarterback. But we've been seeing his quarterback struggle, and not a word from Ben other than Josh Allen's king, Josh Allen's GOAT. Well, Ben, I think this is where it comes to a full stop for you. Give me the Bengals this game.
Say it one time for me, please. Say it one time.
In the pocket like Burrow.
I'm in the pocket like Burrow. Irv, you look at Irv?
And let's hear it in the comments. Who's everybody on? Mondo's on the Bengals.
Yo. We acted like the Bengals didn't barely beat the Ravens back up.
Y'all barely beat the third-string quarterback. The backup, that's second string. You barely got the third string.
All right, Ben. This is your receipt right here, bro. This is your receipt. Everybody in the chat seeing it. $100. Ron, let's go. He put it on here. All right. I'm gonna virtually handshake with you right here. It's on, baby. It's on.
This could be the beginning of the end for the pod.
This is the division that we were waiting for right here. It starts splitting on playoffs.
Shout out to everybody in the comments, man. Irv, thank you.
Everybody who paid for our downfall. You're seeing it tonight.
Josh is in the comments. Irv, we're almost at double-digit likes. If you guys can hit the like button, if you haven't already, we appreciate it. Or just share it. Maybe somebody that you share it with will watch it and hit the like button as well. We got to bet. Anything else, boys? What are we? I think we clearly decided, what side we're on. But let's just run it down the line real quick.
Split pod. It's a split pod here. Me and Ron on the Bengals.
Bengals
for
me.
The Bills here. Give me the
Rollins on the Bills. Justin's
Nobody
on the
circles
Bengals.
the wagons like the Buffalo Bills.
All right, Sunday, January 22nd. We're going to be vibing early on Sunday. This game is at 2 o'clock. Get out of church. Pray for whatever team you want to win.
Pit. You have enough time. 2 p.m. You'll be ready to go. Fajitas will be out by 1:30.
Hell yeah. Anything.
And it's not for this game. Right, Justin?
Nah. We're eating early because we need to be digested and not so nervous and shook up for this next game that's coming up. And Ron, you ready to go to the next slide?
I am, man, but I am going to let one of you guys take the lead on this. I feel like my energy's a little, the battery's a little low, man, after all that Joe Burrow talk. So one of you guys can take the lead. You have to defend your guy.
Yeah, let's get Roland to lead us through this one here, Roland. What do you got for us?
Let's get to it. Look, it's two of the best fan bases in the NFL. You got the Cowboys versus the 49ers. We're obviously all Cowboys fans on the pod, minus Ben, who's a Bills fan. Got the Cowboys coming into this 12-5 versus the 49ers 13-4. Both teams good against the spread. They're both great teams. They're both going to cover a lot of games throughout the season. No surprise there. This spread opened up around 3. You see it trending towards the 49ers at -4, although I do see the Cowboys catching a lot of money at this current number, over under at 46. And the X factor is always for the Cowboys, and it's been this way all season. Dakota Prescott, is he going to turn the ball over, or is he going to play like he played last week against the Bucks?
No turnovers, 4 touchdowns, passing, 1 rushing.
Another game I have to get off my chest. Look, we called it to a T. We said the Bucks, not a very good team. That they shouldn't have been in the playoffs. They had a lot of lucky wins throughout the year. This should be a game that the Cowboys are going to win. But I couldn't trust Dak Prescott. But look, Dak finally came through. He looked like that 55 or however much he's getting paid, $40 million a year. He looked like that type of quarterback. Tom Brady looked a little gassed. Cowboys finally took over, did what they were supposed to do. I'm going to give them that props. But look, they're playing the 49ers, much better roster here. We got Ryan in here, talking about Purdy, Mr. Irrelevant. The quarterback takes over mid-year. We noted it last week with the 49ers in their game against the Seahawks. He filled in for Jimmy G. They haven't skipped a beat. You can argue that they've looked better. George Kittle has obviously taken over now that Purdy's at quarterback. You get Samuel back. We all know about CMC. This team is loaded. I picked the Cowboys to win on the pod, although I said I wasn't going to make like an official bet because I was just too emotionally invested in the Cowboys. But look, guys, I know where you guys are going to go with your picks. I know you guys are expecting me to go with the Cowboys here, to say what everybody
you dare
right now. You're going to make, Mr. Irrelevant look like Mr. Irrelevant. But look, I'm just going to say it right now. It hasn't happened yet. He's looked like a pro's pro to this point. He's got Nick or Joey Bosa behind him. Give me the 49ers. They're going to win this game. They're probably going to cover also. Give me the Niners here. I'm sorry, Dallas.
There's no way. There's going to be a
49ers here.
Now, hold on. There's a problem with your mic or your audio because I swear to God, you said 49ers right now?
Check it out.
Yeah. Did you cut out? Did you say no? Because you said 49. Can you say that again?
I got the 49ers.
Oh, my God. Hey, but I got to get a ruling here. Can we get a ruling, Justin, on a fan club membership here?
I mean, I feel like he owns enough memorabilia and jerseys that he's good. He's good. He's been through a lot. It's hard being a Cowboys fan. We expect a lot out of them, and we don't always see a lot in return. So I can't fault him.
It's not really a fade on Dallas so much. It's just that I think the 49ers are on a train that's not going to be stopped. That's really where I'm coming from with this pick.
All right, I'll go quick right here. And I'm going to go right into what you said about a train not being stopped. It's going to get stopped, and it's going to get stopped by that Dallas defense. We saw what they did to the Bucs, albeit 40, 50, 60-year-old Tom Brady's old ass throwing for like 60 times in the game. They had Van Der Esch back there playing like safety. He wasn't even worried about the run, But give me the Cowboys here, definitely at +4. The confidence that they have going to Florida, going to Tampa and winning that game is going to carry over to Cali. It's going to carry over to this game. It's going to be a close game, I believe. And we're going to make Purdy look like that Mr. Irrelevant that he is. The 49ers defense is great, but we have the answers for that. We have Tony Pollard, and I said last week, if he does well, if he contributes to the game, we're going to have a chance at victory. And he did very well. He didn't have any touchdowns, but he rushed well, and he sucked in that Tampa Bay defense. And what happened? We were second and short, third and shorts, where Dak was, making easier throws. We weren't 3rd and 8, 3rd and 9. And I think they're going to carry that into this game. The game plan, I think, is going to be really good. I think they're going to try to run the ball a lot this game to keep that 49er offense off the field. I think we actually tire the 49ers defense. We have the ball. We play the time clock game, time management system, and give me the boys +4.5, and I'll see you in the NFC Championship against the Giants. NFC East Championship, NFC Beast, baby.
I like that, Ron. I like that. Well, I don't got a lot to say here other than I really do truly believe that the person that represents the NFC or the team that represents the NFC will be coming out of this game. Now, I talked earlier about I'm only allowing myself to pick with my heart one time, and this is the time I'm going to cash in on that. Give me the Dallas Cowboys. I'm not going to do what I did last week. I'm not going to say Dallas Cowboys by 1 billion. That's not going to happen. This is going to be a tough fought game at Levi Stadium. We know what the 49ers are capable of. We know that defense. We know Nick Bosa is a dog, but we got a dog too. His name's Micah Parsons. And I feel like he's going to get to Purdy. The defense is going to shake up Purdy, and we're going to see some buyback on Purdy. Some of that, I'm not the word I'm looking for is like regression on Purdy, and we're going to see him look like Mr. Irrelevant, like Ron said. I think he's going to make a mistake, and we have seen, him go on a stretch where he had, 1 pick a game, and then he had like 0 picks, but he did that twice. So I think we're going to see that again. We're going to see the mistakes happen. He's going to be that rookie. It's going to finally come out. 49ers have been on an upward tick, and, eventually you hit that plateau and you come down a little. This is the game they come down a little, and the Cowboys will win.
I'm just going to add to that, man. Real quick. I'll give one more take on this, then we'll go to Roland. We were talking about it, on a serious note. We were talking about it off cam, and I said CMC could be up here as an X factor. He played. He had great stats last week. I think. Let's see, what did he have here? I think he had
1 touchdown rushing, 1 touchdown receiving. So he was 2 tutties in.
15 carries for 119 yards, 1 receiving touchdown, 1 rushing touchdown. But you take him out of the game, and who does the game fall on? Purdy. And I think that, yes, we all know mystery value and all that, but he's never been in this situation before, guys. He's never even been a starter in the league, and now you want him to go into the divisional matchup against an all-time historic rival in the Dallas Cowboys. This dude's going to be shaking in his cleats, if you ask me. Now, if you feed the ball to CMC and we can't stop the run, Cowboys are screwed. All right, but Dan Quinn is a smart man. He knows how to stop the run. You take CMC out of the game, put the pressure on Purdy, just like how everybody would do it before. Take the running game away from Dallas and make Dak beat you. I think the Cowboys make Purdy beat them in this game, and I just don't think he has it in him. He has the weapons. He has Debo, Ayuk. Don't forget about Kittle's an absolute maniac at tight end. But if you put the ball in his hands, you put pressure on him. I mean, we saw what Brady did. The GOAT, albeit 50 years old or whatever it is, but you put the pressure on the quarterback to beat you, and I think that's going to be the recipe to win this game, and we walk out of San Francisco with the win.
You guys bring up a lot of good points as you guys have done the whole podcast, especially on the ones that we've been on opposite sides of. And again, a lot of good points for the Cowboys. I can't argue a lot of them, but for me, just again, what it comes down to is the Bucks. We said it. We knew they weren't a very good team. The Cowboys went out and did what they were supposed to do. This is a huge step up in competition in my eyes. I don't think the Bucks are on the same planet as the 49ers in terms of a roster. You brought up Dan Quinn, being a good mind. Another guy that I have a lot of respect for. I've talked about coaching a lot this year, with Daboll for the Giants. Another guy that I have a lot of respect for is Kyle Shanahan. He's a great coach. He's a great game planner. I don't foresee the Cowboys taking CMC out of the game, rushing. They have a multitude of weapons in that backfield too. They still have Elijah Mitchell, who got back from injury. They got that other rookie, Jordan Mason, who's looked good at times. For me, the 49ers are just too loaded.
Ayuk stepping up too.
Yeah, Ayuk has been stepping up all year. Again, we're not playing the Bucks with 45-year-old Tom Brady and Byron Leftwich calling plays and Todd Bowles as a head coach. This is just a step up in class the whole way, and this is a proving ground for the Cowboys again, to prove that they're really here on that level with these teams. And I'm just betting against them in this spot. I hope.
But you gotta have some hope, Roland, because we beat the Bucks the way you should be the team that the Bucks are. We 100%. Came out and proved that we are a team. We limped in, but we're back. We're on track now.
100%.
And shout out to the coach of the Niners. He lost both coordinators to head coaching jobs, and they're right back where they belong, at the top. So shout out to him. I'll give him his flowers.
And went through 3, and this is his 3rd quarterback of
the year.
Definitely. Yeah, and my thing too is that the Cowboys, they did come out and prove themselves, and they won the game like they were supposed to. But I'm just not going to be able to buy all the way back in for them to win this game against the Niners. I hope they prove me wrong. I'm, kind of hedging my bet here, like I'm saying, I'm going to come back to the pod happy, obviously, that the Cowboys win next week, but I'm also going to have to face the fact that I bet against them. I'll happily take the L here of the Cowboys win. Okay. But, just if you're asking me who I think is going to win this game, give me the 49ers. They've been a great team all year, and I don't see any reason why they're going to drop off here at home.
Roland, the thing is, if we somehow find a way to win, does that kind of, put a handcuff on you saying, you know what, you can't really pick them next week if we somehow win?
Nah, for me, look, I mean, they say it in the pros, and you say it in betting too. It's a week to week. Every week you got to go 1-0. Every week you
1-0. I love that.
So, next week if I come back here and I pick the Cowboys in the NFC Championship game,
it is what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is, exactly. Yeah. But I'll have to live with the fact that I bet against.
Just wants to know where we stood. Yeah. And I'm with that. I agree. Every week's a different week.
Regardless of what side we're on, we know what everybody's going to be watching. It's a Sunday night. It's the 5:30 game, which is great. You don't have to wait till 7 o'clock. You can, still be daylight outside. You can be outside with the fam, watch the boys against the Niners. It is the second game, everyone, on Sunday, January 22nd, this weekend. Those are all your 4 divisional games. We're going to get to Super Bowl odds before we leave, and then we're going to recap our picks from last week and then just do a recap of our picks for the divisional series. Super Bowl odds right here. You still have the Chiefs leading the way at plus 300 and Jaguars at the end at plus 3,500. Real quick, guys, I was on the Bengals last week. Who were your picks for the Super Bowl last week?
Well, I talked about at the beginning of the pod. I was on the Chargers plus 2,000, looking good. They're out. Okay. But shoot, if I were to take a stab again, like if I were to be given a second life, just give me the 49ers here plus 450.
Not a bad look. All right, Roland's on 49ers. I'm still going to ride with the Bengals at plus 800. The Cowboys, I think they had the biggest difference, Roland. Last week they were plus 1,200. They come in at plus 800 now. The Bengals went from plus 850 to only plus 800. So I think that does say a lot too. If they can get past the Bills, we already know what they can do against the Chiefs. Burrows is the Mahomes killer, which should put him in the Super Bowl again. So I'm going to still ride with the Bengals at plus 800. Justin, what is your shot here for the Super Bowl?
Yeah, you said I'm gonna ride with the guys I've been riding with all years, the Cowboys. I can't stay away now from them. They got me. They got my number.
All right, those were our Super Bowl picks right there. And lastly, we are gonna go into the recap from last week, boys. I think we had Ben. We'll give Ben his flowers. He's not on the show. He went 5-1 here, while the rest of us went 4-2.
No, 5-1 for me as well.
5-1 for you as well. All right,
let's count them up. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-1. Yep.
All right, so
the Chargers got me, man. I could have been 6-0 if the Chargers had some sort of second half.
So your only miss was the Chargers. I think me and Roland were on the same here. We both missed the Vikings, and we both missed the Chargers. We got all the other games right. So not bad. We were all above 500, 4-2, and 5-1. So if you follow us on our social media, we are into betting as well, predictions. So we made some decent cash last week. But let's go into the divisional picks. We can get those up, and you guys
what we got here.
Yeah, and you guys can lead us through these.
Ron, I think you should lead us here because throughout the pod, you had the Giants winning, and up here, I'm seeing your name by the Eagles.
Yeah, that is true.
What happened there? You just, when the pod started, you changed your heart?
I heard some really good analysis.
You're allowed that. You are allowed that.
From you boys, so I will make an official change here. We'll change that later, but I am the only one on the Giants. It looks like we're all riding the Chiefs. Pause. And then we have a split decision here in boxing, MMA. Those are words that you hate to hear, but here on this podcast, it's not bad. Me and Justin are on the Bengals, while Roland and Ben are on the Bills. Me and Justin, the homers, on the Cowboys. And surprisingly, the surprising moment of the show tonight is Big Roland and Ben riding the 49ers. Anything else that you guys want to add, man? Great show today.
I just wish Roland was with us. I hate to be away and hate to be apart from him on this Cowboys game. Yeah, I understand why the pick was made.
Yeah, you just gotta go. You gotta go with the numbers sometimes, And so, like you said, you gotta bet with your heart at times. I just couldn't do it here. I've done it before. Not gonna let myself fall into that one. Although, like I said, I'll gladly take the L.
We'll give Ben here. We'll give Ben. He's in the comment boxes. Ben, anything that you want to add in the comment box before we leave? And while you do that, anybody you guys want to shout out in the comment? We Ryan. We haven't seen you here in a while. And appreciate you, man. We appreciate you riding with us.
Had some funny comments going on earlier too.
His comments were definitely on point too, man. I like the one where he said Tyron Smith got moved to the right side along with Zach Martin, where Bose is. So that was Irv here for the Niners as well. Anybody else that you guys want to shout out in the comments?
Shout out Ben. I mean, he's been in the comments. He's not here. Shout out Luis, 49ers. On the 49ers side here.
Yep. And Mr. Eddie Martinez, who's always with us. Thank you very much. Andres Ramos, who was with us in the beginning of the show. And I think that's going to be it. Did Ben put anything? If not, so we can write out. Oh, Peck. Hey, my boy Peck. Hey, Peck, what's up? What? All right. 2 seconds here. My boy Peck, he's a big Seahawks fan. He was very happy last week when the Seahawks were leading at half and then just got absolutely destroyed in the second half. So, and shout out to Big Reenie. We had his music on at the beginning of the show. If you guys don't know who Big Reenie is, he's a local artist here from Mission. He's got a great song called Straight Out of Mission, man. We listen to it all the time on and off the well, this is the first time we hear it on the podcast, but I bump it a lot. He's got a brand as well, just like we have our merch for We Talking About Sports. I think Roland is wearing the shirt right now. He has a brand called Via Brand shirts, caps. Hit him up, man. Look for him on his social media pages. So we'll let the song play for a little bit. Anything else you guys want to say before we ride out?
Tomorrow, we'll have an MMA pod. We got the first UFC event of the year, January 21st in Brazil. We got Jamal Hill, Glover Teixeira. We got Brandon Moreno, and we got Davison Figueiredo uniting the belts. They both carry a belt right now, so one of them will be champion. And this will probably be the last time they fight each other because they fought each other, 4 times already or 3 times? I mean, we've seen this fight over and over, and it's time to decide a winner.
Yeah, I saw a crazy post for Figueiredo. 3 years, 1 opponent.
Yeah.
3 years, the only guy that he's fought has been Brandon Moreno. I mean, Moreno had that fight against Kai Kara France.
Vicious body kick that finished him.
But yeah, for Figueiredo, it's been all about Moreno for the past 3 years.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, we didn't even talk about this. And
I was staying away from the topic, Ryan.
We have to talk about this. We have to.
Yeah, man. Let's just a freestyle here, Roland. I mean,
look, Maher. Everybody knows he missed 4 extra points last week. McCarthy kept on telling him, "I'm going to go back out there and try it again." People had differing opinions about that, whether or not he was in the right or wrong doing that. I personally think he was in the right doing that. Hey. Extra point, you got to go out there and kick it, man. If you've been missing them, go out and get it right. But I mean, have we seen Maher develop the yips? Does he have the yips right now? Are you guys worried about it? I would be if I'm betting on the Cowboys.
Yeah, I think so. In that Washington game, he also missed an extra point, which led him to have 4 in a row that he missed. I was at the thought of let's go for 2. Why are we still pulling this guy out there? You see that video today where CeeDee Lamb was like, "Hey, we still got you. You pulled us out throughout the year. We're still with you." Yeah. So the team's not giving up on him. I think you got to write it out. I don't think that guy they signed, Vizcaíno or whatever his name is, I don't think we see him at all. I think Maher gets it out of his system. We got to set him up with a short field goal spot where he gets maybe 3 for us and just gets it all out of his system. One goes through and the shots start falling. You know what I mean?
So Ron, if you're Mike McCarthy and you send Maher to go out there and kick Justin's situation, go out there and kick an easy 3-pointer, and he shanks it. What do you do next? Do you pull him? Do you tell him to go out there again, or are you going for it every situation that he might be called on?
Dude, I mean, this is a guy who could bang 60-yarders, dog. I mean, he hit back-to-back 60-yarders in one game this year, so we know he's got the leg. But to answer your question, I mean, I was yelling myself, okay, go for 2, man. Go for 2, screw it. I think if the offense is clicking like it was against the Bucs and the confidence is there, screw it. Why not? Go for 2. If it's a tight game, then no, just stay conventional. But I mean, if you have a lead, say you're up, 14-15, I mean, screw it. Just go for 2. Even maybe like 9 where it's a 2-possession game, I would say, screw it. Just go for 2, maybe get it to 12 instead of 10. And dude, I just don't know. That was a freak of nature last week, man. Him missing not 1, not 2, not 3. He sounded like it's like LeBron, not 5, not 6, not 7. I mean, dude's missing like 4 fucking field goals. So if you're McCarthy and you have the lead, go for the 2-point conversions. If it's a tie game, I mean, just cross your fingers and live with your kicker. I mean, isn't this all they do at practice?
It has to be. And, it's just, the Cowboys' luck that this – exactly. I was about to say that, Ryan. What only happened to the Cowboys that, a guy like Maher, who's been Mr. Reliable all year, the number 1 fantasy kicker in fantasy football this year, if you guys play, Mr. Reliable, and, he ends up, developing the yips on live TV on Monday Night Football.
To me, at least he got it out of the way in that game. And he wasn't – this wasn't happening in the divisional game. And we see it a lot in sports. We don't see it primarily from kickers, but in NBA, some guys are just, I mean, you guys, Roland, you played basketball in high school. It's just some days you go out there, you can look like an all-star. You're 7 for 9 from the field and 3 for 3 from the threes. And the next game, you're like,
never look like an all-star in a game. I'll tell you that.
Well, you're just, laying bricks out there. It's just like, you have hitters, you have Mike Trout, incredible hitter. And then one game he goes out there and he's 0 for 4. 0 for 5. It's just, I mean, it happens. Starting pitchers, get pulled. Justin Verlander, first game of the World Series, gets rocked, gets pulled in the 3rd inning. So you have instances where that happened. I'm just glad that it happened last week. He got it out of the way, and it might be in his head, but once that first kick goes through those uprights, I think he'll be fine the rest of the game.
Once he makes that first shot, like I said, it's all good from there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But good show, boys. I mean, great show. Thank you for everybody who was watching. Like Justin said, the MMA Hour is tomorrow. Follow us on all our social media pages, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube especially. We have a video out there with Warrior Wrestling Academy that we just did, and it's going to be a series. So we're going to have about 3 or 4 or more of those little clips coming out. Support Warrior Wrestling Academy and Coach Raymond over there. Also from Mission, like Big Rainy. And everybody who supports us. We appreciate all the love, and we enjoy doing this, man. Thank you for watching.
Thank you.